It has to do with Dancy Asukwa, Member of Parliament, who is also Minister for Trade and Industry. We actually have him on the line now. Honorable Katie Hammond or Honorable Kobna Tahir Hammond, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
That's fine. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. In journalism school, I was taught that the repetition of a defamatory comment constitutes fresh defamation, but you are a lawyer, so I don't need to quote that to you, except to say that we wanted to have a clarification. We remember that during the election petition of 2012, some of the persons were told to go and atone for their sins by going on radio and withdrawing the statements they made and apologizing. Others already did that before appearing and they were forgiven. What is your case in court? Do you feel you were misquoted or you agree with what you said as being contemptuous and you wish to apologize? Which is your position?
Well, I don't recall those you're talking about. But if you made a comment and you clearly with some legal advice or maybe after rational thinking, you believe that your language was offensive to the essence of the court, you quickly apologize, withdraw and apologize. But that's not what I did. I had the voice of, you said one of the lawyers.
Abraham Amaliba.
And he said it's one of the NDC lawyers. If you come to NDC, Quayson or NDC MPP, I am told that it was the chief Quayson or so who is dragging me to the court, even though I realized that he wasn't the person sworn affidavit to get me there. Rather, a person or a lawyer called Kerweja is the person who swears to deposes to an affidavit verifying certain facts. I don't know. These are matters we leave to the court. But yes, mine is completely different, and that is why you realize that I haven't gone there with but I haven't gone there pleading and asking for forgiveness because I'm clear in my mind. I haven't committed any such contemptuous sin. I made a remark. The remark was in the context of precedence. You say I'm a lawyer. Yes, I am. Been qualified for a very long time. I do understand the concept of contempt of court. So I made a statement in the context of precedence about decisions that have been handed down by the Supreme Court. And I made a reference to a case which is not well done, rather notorious in the country. So I particularly don't understand why anybody would want to take me to court, except for the fact that I am Katie Hammond.
So the way contempt works, based on what my understanding is that if you make a prejudicial comment to a case before the court, you are deemed to have engaged in a contemptuous act, and that could be the reason that Teriwaja or Jachi Quayson or Abraham Amaliba, I don't know if it matters who sent the case to court, decided to take the case to court. You do not think that you have said anything that is prejudicial to the trial?
Nothing prejudicial at all.
Even when you say that the guy will be jailed, like Adamu Sakande.
That's not what I say. That's all. I'll file an affidavit. There's an affidavit in court in which I've made my case. I think there was no reference to it. If there was reference, it hasn't been discussed. But I filed my affidavit. As I explained, you guys can apply for a copy of my affidavit. I've made it pretty clear why I said that the Supreme Court, in the case of this same Quayson, I've made it very clear that the case of Jachi Quayson is on all fours. In fact, the court was so emphatic that it's on all fours with the case of our friend who died, Adebu Sankeni. It's there in black and white. So I made that comment that the Supreme Court has said that ABCD is on all fours with this. And of course, the consequence I thought would be the same. So my comment, whatever I'm supposed to have said, was a comment was made in the context of that. How does that become prejudicial to the matters in court? So I've gone in, I put in my affidavit and said that I'm not guilty at all. Indeed, you all know that if there's anyone in Ghana who upholds the integrity of the judiciary and been fighting for everybody to respect the integrity of the court. It's Quayson Hammond. When it came to other people, including judges who also double as chiefs, making all those outrageous comments about matters in court, I stood up and said that could not be, because that's actually contemptuous. I know that. So I won't be the same person to fall into the trap of making comments that in the end would have the result of embarrassing the court or prejudicing any matter that is subjudice.
The last time, or the most recent time we saw something around contempt was when Dr. Michael White had to appear before the Supreme Court. He apologized and he was forgiven. You are not approaching the court.
Do you remember what his name was? White, Pastor White.
Pastor White.
Stupid Supreme Court and stupid. Those are scandalous comments. I couldn't possibly, in my right frame of mind, say anything like that about the judiciary of Ghana. It's nothing like that. It was nothing to do with the court. I said that this is what the person is accused of doing. The Supreme Court has said that a person who previously did a similar thing ended up this way. I see from what is happening, what is going on, that person is trending the same course that the Supreme Court described. Well, how does that become prejudicial to the court? So I made my case to the court. And today, the suggestion, well, no, it's not really a suggestion. The ruling was that I filed my affidavit. If they have some other things that they want to add, they should. The judge actually, the last time when we appeared, asked them if they have seen my affidavit, whatever is it that they want to say about it. I think they said they wanted to go back and file some further affidavit in response to what I've said. I think today I had been told that the hearing was at 11:30, but apparently it was earlier than that, so my lawyers were there. They did it in my absence. But I told you that the court had said that whatever they have, they should now go and put it in the written written submission. Put all of that in your written submission. My lawyers should also put ours in the written submission. And then file, I think, by August or so. And then sometime October 16th or so, leadership, the guys will make a ruling.
Now, the reason I was referencing Pastor White was to say, it means you're not going to apologize, but you're going to defend yourself and say you have not done it.
No, but that's right. You don't just go ahead. When you make a comment to the fact that it's a stupid stupid Supreme Court, for Christ's sake, you deserve to do something better than just apologizing. That's atrocious. But I'm telling you, I haven't done anything as scandalous as that. So, I mean, whoever it was that made that comment, realized with the advice of the lawyers that he has to very badly. He couldn't say that. So quickly went and begged, apologized, and then the court said, okay, if you realize the seriousness of the statement that you made, it's all right. That's fine. So that is the kind of thing you are talking about. I haven't done anything as serious, as bad as that. I mean, this is, you remember the Muntia 3 and all that. We all been around when all these things made the rounds in the country. So we know what we're talking about. But I'm telling you, I haven't done anything that remotely approximate anything. That you know about. I haven't done anything at all. So if I sin, if I got it wrong, I'll be the first person to raise up my hands, thanks to rights. I got it wrong. I apologize. But I'm telling you, I have not done any such thing. I only made a comment in the context of the discussion of what we call stare decisis. Stare decisis is what we call the precedent. What the court has said is binding on the evidence. The higher court, in this case, Supreme Court, is binding on all lower court. So I made this comment in that context. It's for the court to decide if what I said is wrong. I'm guilty of contempt. That's a different thing altogether. But they wouldn't force me to admit that this is contemptuous of the court. But clearly, far removed from your idea of contempt. At least that's how I see.
Very well. We'll wait to see what happens October 19 and wish you all the best. Now, let me talk about something that is happening at your ministry. In fact, this is our first interview since you went to the Ministry of Trade and Industry. How is the ministry treating you, sir?
Oh, we're good. I mean, you speak with me. I'm in the office now. We're all right.
There's a discussion in Parliament around tax exemptions for one district, one factory, the factories therein, and the fact that there's a delay over it. What seems to be the problem?
Well, I came to meet a pile of. We got. Let me put it this way. We got a flashing government program called One District, One Factory. Government is taking to help private entrepreneurs who are able to set up factories in the districts of the country, throughout the whole country. One of the advantages of the program we put in place is that any company which shows interest in the program will be entitled to some tax exemptions. I came to meet a pile of them on my table. The reason I'm told is that they have not been able to push them through to Parliament to waive the taxes. You know, it's not a simple matter of waiving taxes. It's only Parliament which constitutionally is able to waive those taxes. But I came to realize that quite a few were still outstanding. And the reason why that was the case was because somehow it hasn't gone through the Finance Committee of Parliament, chaired by one of our colleagues. And so the matters haven't come to the plenary for the House to approve. It's been going on for some time, so I myself called the attention of the Speaker to this matter. There is, I think, in our standing orders, there's a provision. When a reference made by the Speaker, it has to be completed. The work on it has to be completed and returned to the plenary. The Speaker informed, the House informed, within 3 months. It's been going on for some time now, and it's delaying the project that we undertaken under 1B1. So I invited the Speaker to get the committee to expedite action on the approval of these exemptions.
How is that affecting the general output of the ministry? Because 1D1F is a huge policy promised by the party when it was in opposition, and the government started implementing it since 2017. I believe that this particular challenge would affect the overall performance of your ministry.
Well, we wouldn't say overall. I mean, I'm not happy about it, and so I'm working seriously with the leadership of the House to make sure that we have the approvals in good time. It's not helping us, frankly. So it's not helping us, but I wouldn't say that affecting the generality of whatever we do here. We would have been better off if somehow these approvals have come through earlier. But I'm told that GRA has some other procedures which I think they have adopted to make sure that some of this equipment have been made available through some other system to the manufacturers or the importers. So what is going on was we try hard to make sure that the approvals are given. I am clear that Parliament is rising in the next so many days. I'm sure the Finance Ministry will be able to wheel almost all the rest to the clerk to Parliament to await our return from the recess. I think we'll get them through.
But how many companies are we talking about, though?
Oh, quite a few. Quite a few. The last I was told, were about over 50. Over 50 of them have outstanding issues relating to those claims.
And does it mean that they have not been constructed at all, or they are ready to operate, but they need that?
I said. Some of them have actually paid to facilitate the clearance of their goods. Some of them have had to pay some money, and a few other things. So, it's not a happy situation. We shouldn't have come to this when the government is committed to discharging all of its responsibilities and obligations to these companies, so they could also achieve whatever their projects are. But we are not there yet. We haven't completed the ratification of these transactions. I'm talking about the waivers yet, but I think we'll get there.
Finally, before you go, you recently visited GIHOC over agitations by the staff in relation to the fact that they suspect the company was on the verge of collapse. We are told the factory hasn't produced anything the whole of July. Do you have any latest information on the state of affairs at GIHOC and how you're dealing with that?
No, I don't have that information. The fact that nothing has been produced the whole of July, I don't have that information. Yeah, but yes, I went there. There were a few issues with the high level of employees, and whether they were all properly. They really needed to be that level of employment, considering all that was going on. And there are some agitations here and there, but we managed to settle those things. I actually asked for some comprehensive report to be made to me. I haven't received that yet, but I haven't heard about any more agitations in the last few weeks. So I'm sure they are doing well.
Very well. We hope they are. Thank you so much for speaking to us.